here I have access to all the metadata and the version history, so I can work in a very rich manner with the document and make sure that I'm working on the latest copy of it as well. I also might want to send it to a customer, to a colleague, and the way I can do that is just by clicking on the envelope, and I can send the document as a link, so I don't expose the document as an attachment in email. Email pops up with a link already in the email. I just send it off to who I want, and the document goes to where it goes to. You can see from this example that I've worked in one context. I'm working within one application, and yet I've been able to not only search for information, follow information, but also share that information without having to toggle between different applications. And this is going to repeat itself in some of the other examples as well. That preservation of context and the preservation of the workflow by focusing on the task rather than on the underlying tools that are beneath the task that we're doing. So the second example of the high-value business-specific application comes from the transportation industry, and this is an industry that's highly mobile because obviously transportation folks are working all sorts of different places. In many of those places, the connectivity is not very dependable. So a lot of times, folks are building railways or working in building roads and so on. They're in places where there's poor network coverage, and in those cases, there's a very importance to be able to work with online documents for emergency documentation, to have access to emergency operations, as well as to be able to access and connect with people who might be very important to share or get information from in these different situations.